I had my mother who was in very poor health. She had stomach trouble. I have a brother a couple of years younger than me, and he had a bad case of asthma. And of course I had my baby sister who was about maybe 7 or 8 years old. And so when my dad was taken away, I had to take responsibility of the family.
And how did you, what were you allowed to take with you to the Assembly Center?
Oh, well, we had that executive order. There was nothing written, there was no written statement as to what was to go on, except that was pinned on the, oh, let's see, post office door, library doors, any of the public places. And they said that we only could take 1 suitcase per person, which was very, very difficult if you would really realize what is a necessity without knowing where you were going to go, for how long, or anything anyway. Yeah.
And what were you able to take? Do you remember anything that you took with you?
Oh, well, I think mainly our clothing and our toiletry, and I snuck in my piano pieces that I adored. That was my little treasure. And there was a story that I had heard about one little boy. His treasure was Wrigley spearmint gum that he put in his suitcase.
Were you able to play the piano once you got into the camp?
Yes, in my story that I wrote, my teenage camp stories, I wrote about the piano that was sent to us. It was an old upright piano, looked like one out of Disneyland's old haunted house, and it was taken into our recreational hall, where we had our church services and funerals and any of the recreational things. And so us girls, well, our teenagers would go in there and we would fiddle around with the piano. So I was very happy.
Tell me how you met Mary Nakahara.
We got to Santa Anita, let's see, it was April 1942. We were headed, I understand, to Manzanar, but they were not ready for us. Therefore, the train stopped at Santa Anita Racetrack. And so we got off, and I was surprised to see that we were in Santa Anita, and I told my mom, oh my gosh, that's where Seabiscuit runs, the famous Seabiscuit. And so I was all excited, but that was very short-lived. We had to go and get in a long line, as we've always done through this ordeal, and we got our barrack number and our family number and whatever instructions that they gave us. And as soon as I thought, oh gosh, we got to go see where we live, well, to my great surprise and shock, we were in a horse stable. And oh, it was just really something that you would not imagine. It was just 2 rooms with 1 light bulb, and the smell of urine and manure was just horrible. And the only thing we were able to take in there was our suitcases, and we got, let's see, a cot, newspaper to put down, and a blanket, and we had pillows, pillowcases, and mattresses to fill with hay, and that's what we went into the horse stables with.
Were you surprised? Did you have any surprise? Do you remember?
Oh, I couldn't imagine why. When I was ready to go to sleep, I just wondered, why in the world would the government put us in a place like this? What did we do to deserve this?
And then, when did Mary Nakahara, when did she appear on the scene?
Oh yes, I was supposed to get to that, wasn't I?
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Well, we had no newspapers, nothing to really keep us occupied. So when I heard that there was going to be a Sunday school class, I told my girlfriend Anna and Helen, let's go see what the Sunday school class is like. And there was Mary, just so vibrant and so enthusiastic. She held Sunday school every Sunday at the big grandstand, and we got to sing hymns old and new, and she told us great stories, and she formed the Crusaders. So I was one of the first Crusaders to be in her group, and she said, we're going to get 1-cent postcards and jot down whatever we want, and let's send it to the boys in the service, because many of you might have brothers and relatives, and we can send it all over, including overseas. So that's what we did.
Wow. And so did you go door to door collecting money for the postcards?
You know, I don't even remember. I think Mary took care of all that, and she had the postcards all ready for us.
And then do you remember who you might have written to? Did you know any boys in the service?
Well, no, not really, because a lot of them hadn't gone in, and they went in from camp, and here we had just gotten into camp. But then I do remember my father's cousin's son was older, maybe around Mary's age, about 20, and he had gone over to the Pacific Ocean, I think Guam and out that area. And it's so strange now that I look back, he must have gotten one of the postcards from one of us. And it had to be me, because he was able to write back, and he was so happy to hear from me, and he even sent me a picture from wherever he was. I cannot remember.
Wow, that's amazing.
Uh-huh.
And so how long were you there in Santa Anita?
Let's see, we went in April and we left in August. So April, May, June, July, August, 4 months. Mm-hmm.
And what was it about Mary? You said she was very inspirational. Did you ever actually talk to her, or you were just part of the group that enjoyed her class? Well,
I did talk to her at the beginning. She was very, very cordial, and just seemed to take personal interest in each of the girls, you know, and she took us under wing, and I think all her enthusiasm, her wisdom, and whatever she had to offer us was very catching, because to this day I have not forgotten Mary. Here it is 70 years now, and I did write about her in my memoir, and I had always hoped that I could send it to her so that she would know that she had a positive, wonderful impact on me as a young teenager.
And not to change the subject too much, but you said you were 16 when